Good morning, hello everybody. I'm just making a quick video because I really wanted to talk about something that was just hilarious that has come up in the news lately. It has some people freaked out in the market, has other people understanding exactly what's going on in the market. And it was to do around the Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Donald Duck, G.I. Joe announcements of Bitcoin being used as a ransom payment. And some money laundering that happened there, and also Donald Trump, the ex-president, going on CNBC or NBC or CBC or ABC or one of those acronym news channels. And basically what he said, the takeaway from this is very interesting. He said, I don't like Bitcoin, I think it's a scam. And at the same time, in the same sentence, which a lot of people aren't picking up on, he says, I don't want it competing with the US dollar. Now, I want you to really think about that sentence. I don't want it to compete with the US dollar. We're talking about a currency that's about 12 years old, competing with the reserve currency of the entire planet. Now, if you're not understanding the implications there, then I don't know how to help you understand that sentence more. And at the same time, you have old Joe Biden talking about money paid in ransom, and some other news article about Bitcoin being used to money launder. Like, we know statistically, it's not a conspiracy, that the US dollar is used for all ransom payments, basically. And the most laundered currency in the world is the US dollar. So it's just stupid news stories being put at people who don't understand what real news is. At the same time, you have the president of El Salvador around the same time, which is a bit of a coincidence, stating that he's writing into law that Bitcoin is going to become a legal currency in his country. And everyone goes, yeah, but like El Salvador, who are they? Third world country, whatever. But this is how these things start. People in desperate situations take a risk to get out of it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But sometimes you need to be in a desperate situation to take a risk, to see outside of the box of how to make money, or to get your country out of the control of US sanctions or a failing peso. I think it's their pesos. And so these stories have come out at the same time. And the thing is, like, when these countries, I don't care whether it's a third world country, whether it's in South America or it's in Africa, when a country is adopting Bitcoin as legal tender, shit is going to kick off. Because other countries are going to see how they're preserving their wealth through Bitcoin, and they're going to jump on board. And there's going to be a cascade of multiple countries trying to get out of this constant money printing, this isolation of trade because of coronavirus, by adopting Bitcoin. And as you all know, whether you got into Bitcoin 5 years ago or this year, any money that you have put in there, whether it dipped or not, is worth more than your dollars. That's all there is to it. It's worth more than your euro. It's not eroding at the same amount. Because why? Because you can't make Bitcoin. There is a supply of Bitcoin. There's a cap supply of Bitcoin. It can't be manipulated. It can't be changed. It is a finite supply, but every other currency on the planet has been printed into infinity, and so it's not worth the same. People are coming to me and go, oh, you should see my house, it's gone up 60 grand. And I'm like, yeah, it has, because of one, supply in the housing market, but two, because the currency isn't worth as much anymore, and it's already showing up in assets, it's already showing up in commodities, it's already showing up in housing prices. People don't realize that the currency is being eroded away. The more they print, the more it'll erode away. The longer they print, the higher the inflation will go. The higher the inflation will go, the higher they will raise the interest rates eventually. They will just have to do it. And people, even some smart people in my circles, don't seem to get this point. But somehow, out of nowhere, the president of El Salvador is like, we're adopting Bitcoin. And of course, why not? Why wouldn't you? And it's not about Bitcoin. It's not about fill in the blank. It's about a capped supply. It's about preserving wealth in a time where any legal tender you have is being printed away into infinity. The more they print it, the less worth and value that it has. It's that simple. And so he's made a bold move here, but he's been boxed into a corner, and that's what he had to do. And he made, in my opinion, one of the most genius moves you can do, and one of the most genius moves you can do personally for your own wealth. Rather than keeping your money in the bank, you invest it. Whether you put it into stocks, bit dodgy at the moment, bonds, whatever, or Bitcoin. Like, the math is there. The math is there. That's all there is to it. The math is there, and I'm very interested to see what happens. So when you see these news stories on the CNBCs, NBCs, ABCs about some guy in politics giving out about Bitcoin, read between the lines. Why is he giving out about it? Why? Is it because he's trying to protect you? Really? Do you really think these guys are out to protect you? Or they're worried about this revolutionary, evolutionary, massive wall of change coming at them, and they don't want it to happen because it removes the need for their jobs. It removes their power. See, Bitcoin, it's not just a revolutionary currency. It changes the fabric of society completely. It attacks the banks, it attacks the politicians, it attacks the lawmakers, the legislators. It attacks so many different types of business, and will change it and flip it on its head. And when it does, more importantly, is it gives the power back to you. So just want to do a quick video about that. It's very, very exciting news at a very, very tumultuous time. I'm dying to see how all this pans out. I know for a fact it will be amazing, and I hope it is amazing for you too in your investment journey. Go get them. I'll see you in the next one.